Hey guys, welcome back. I'm gonna do another collection, Blu-ray collection video for you guys this morning. So I'll just dive right on in. I think I got another like 100 titles here. I'm not sure, but we'll see. So the first one here is just a random pickup that I got at Big Lots. I think it was in the clearance section a while back, and that is Runaway Bride with Julia Roberts, Richard Gere, John Cusack, Hector Elizondo, Rita Wilson, and Paul Dooley. I've seen it, but it's been probably since this came out, 1999, since I've seen it, so who knows if I'll ever get around to watching it again. Next up is a AGFA Bleeding Skull collaboration that I got off of Vinegar Syndrome's website, and that is Scary Tales. This movie is really bizarre. I watched it. It's from 1993, 70 minutes, directed by Doug Ulrich. There is a bonus movie on here called Darkest Soul. I don't think I ever watched that one, but I gotta get around to watching that one. There's also reverse artwork inside. This is the original artwork. So I think I prefer this one anyway. So there's that. Fix that. Artwork kind of popped down there. Yeah, if you guys are interested in very low budget horror anthologies shot on video, I definitely recommend this one. Up next is a Scream Factory release of Screaming Skull from 1958, black and white, 68 minutes. Starring John Hudson, Peggy Weber, and Alex Nichol. Haven't watched this one yet, but I enjoy my old school movies, especially horror films from the 50s. Next up is a classic, an Arrow release of the classic 16 Candles with a nice slipcover. I think there is reversible artwork inside. Yes, it's the original, just the original artwork, and then you get the nice little booklet inside. Boatload of special features on here as well. Yeah, all those nice special features on here. You can read that. I think you can still find this out there. I don't know if the slipcover is still available, but another Scream Factory release, and this is The Spell from 1977, 86 minutes. Starring Lee Grant, Susan Myers, Layla Goldani, Helen, and this is a really early Helen Hunt movie as well. Jack Colvin and James Olsen. So I guess when I see an early Helen Hunt, I believe that is her right there. Another Vinegar Syndrome release with a nice slipcover, and that is Spookies. I had to have this in my collection. I know it's not the greatest movie in the world, but I enjoyed it. Boatload of special features, 1985, 85 minutes. This is directed, 3 different directors on this one, guys. Thomas Doran, Brendan Faulkner, and Eugenie Joseph. Yep. I love this cheesy movie. It's so strange, but and this is when this is a double Blu-ray disc set, so you got the feature and then the special features. Full-length documentary on here. There's a 2015 Alamo Drafthouse screening introduction with one of the directors and one of the co-writers. Q&A 2015 Hudson Horror Show screening with 2 actors and a production assistant. So yeah, if you guys like cheesy horror from the 80s, I definitely recommend Spookies. Double feature here of Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2, Scream Factory release. Now I know they both have their own separate releases, but I got this one for cheap, and yeah, they're both on one disc. This movie is probably one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen, but I find it kind of funny too. Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg in That's My Boy from 2012. Also starring Leighton Meester and James Caan. Yep, there's another Happy Madison production. Also starring Vanilla Ice, Susan Sarandon as well. We got this nice steelbook of the first 6 Tremor movies. Got this at Walmart a couple years back. I like the back of this too. It's nice. And then I believe, yeah, there's a digital code in here for all 6 movies. And then the discs are kind of weird because you get 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6 have their own separate discs. And the J card just fell off. Another Shout Select release of Trespass with Bill Paxton, Ice-T, William Sadler, and Ice Cube. 1992, 101 minutes, directed by Walter Hill. This is an action, I guess, thriller. Yeah, action thriller. Haven't got around to watching that one yet. We got a 12-hour shift here with Angela Bettis, David Arquette. I haven't watched this one yet either. So I heard it's not the greatest, but I do enjoy magnet titles, so I figured I'd pick that one up. We have another Bill Paxton film called The Vagrant. Haven't watched this one yet either, but I love Bill Paxton. Michael Ironside is also in this. Directed by Chris Wallace and music by Christopher Young. I think he did one of the Nightmare on Elm Street films. I forget which one. I think it was part 2, I think. Oh yeah, I think, is this reversible artwork? Yeah. It says He's Not Home Alone, Bill Paxton in The Vagrant. We have another 50s horror film from Scream Factory, and that is The Vampire. The new kind of killer to stalk the screen. It claws, it drains blood. I don't recognize anyone in this one. Directed by Paul Anders. I think I remember that director though. 75 minutes, 1957. I have the Scream Factory release of this movie, but I think this one might have different features on it. I'm not 100%, and that is Twilight Time's Vampires. John Carpenter's Vampires. 1998, 108 minutes. Starring James Woods, Cheryl Lee, Daniel Baldwin, Thomas Ian Griffith, and Maximilian Schell. I met John Carpenter once. That was an interesting meet and greet. I waited like 3.5 hours in line, but it was worth it. And then you get this nice little packet inside too. Next up, we have it's another horror film from 1986, put up by Scream Factory, and that is Vicious Lips. Vicious Lips is a band who get their one shot to make it the galaxy's next big thing. But when their hopes soon come crashing back to Earth, their lead singer dies, and their big gig in the sky seems light years away. They signed this one wide-eyed girl, Judy Jetson. That's kind of a weird... I thought that was copywritten, Judy Jetson. To replace their lead singer, they blast off in a cosmic road trip launched to a meteoric rise of superstardom. This movie looks really strange. I haven't watched it yet, but it looks really strange. Yeah, let me know. I don't know. Judy Jetson. I thought that was copywritten. This is a strange movie. I watched this once. I gotta go back and watch it again. It was like a long episode of Twilight Zone or something like that. Jesse Eisenberg and Imogen Poots in Vivarium. The kid in here is so goddamn annoying. I just wanted to like punch the screen. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting movie. I think I enjoyed it. I think. We have a film from, what year is this from? 1971. Starring Debbie Reynolds, Shelley Winters, and Agnes Moorehead in What's the Matter with Helen? I just watched that movie with Agnes Moorehead last night. That was an interesting movie too. This is gonna fall over. Give me 1 second, guys. Of course, we have the Steelbook of War Dogs. I got that at a Big Lots a while back. And then we have a movie that I thought I didn't really care for, but I gotta go back and watch it again. But this is the Blu-ray digital, I think. Yeah, it's in a double pack though, so I might switch this out with another one. But it is White Noise. Yeah, I don't know why it's in a double pack, even though it's only the Blu-ray. And I have the digital code here as well. Yeah, like I said, I heard the second one was like way better than this one, but I don't know. Leave comments down below. Here's a really good H.P. Lovecraft film here. This is the Vestron video release of Dagon, starring... This is Stuart Gordon really directed this movie. Starring Ezra Godin, Francisco Rabal, Raquel Marano, and one of my favorite actresses, Macarena Gomez. This is from 2002. I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. If you guys like H.P. Lovecraft, I recommend it. Stuart Gordon is a great director. So now I'm gonna... Alright, Dawn of the Dead remake from 2004, Zack Snyder film. Written by James Gunn, based on George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead. I enjoyed this remake. I mean, I really enjoy the original too, but this one was pretty cool too. Starring Sarah Polley, Ving Rhames, Jake Weber, and I can never pronounce this person's name. Mackay Pfeiffer. I guess I say it. I think there's a reversible artwork inside. Yeah, you get the theatrical release and the unrated version as well in here. You got the original artwork inside. And then you get the both versions of the film on separate discs. And then you get special features on both discs. I think I saw that in the theater when it came out. Alright, so this movie was a little strange. I gotta go back and watch it again, but it goes by at least 2 different titles. This is a Vinegar Syndrome release. Some people call it The Dead Come Home. Other people call it The House on Tombstone Hill. And I have this artwork. But I think the other side is just the other one. Well, reversible artwork. And oh, this is the 3rd title. Dead Dudes in the House. Like I said, I gotta go back and watch this again. 1988, 94 minutes. I don't think there's anyone in here really notable. No. A lot of people found this at Dollar Tree, but I've had this one for a while. I liked this movie. People didn't like it, but I thought it was a fun movie. Dead Shaq. This is another like zombie comedy film. Yeah, I had fun with this one. I don't know why people hate it. One of my favorite directors, J.R. Bookwalter. I'm glad I have this in my collection, and that is The Dead Next Door. I don't recognize anyone in the cast, but I really enjoy this zombie comedy. J.R. Bookwalter made this when he was only 19 years old, so that's pretty cool. This is from 1990, 78 minutes. And this is a collector's edition combo pack put out by Tempe Digital. And I think this is the original release, because I think lately they've been putting out on-demand discs from Make Flicks. I like Make Flicks though; it's a good company. And I think J.R. Bookwalter, isn't he? I think he owns that or has something to do with it. So I think I showed the sequel off in a previous video. This is the original Dead Snow. This one's better than the second one in my opinion, but I liked both. Basically Nazi zombies running around, Hitler, of course. It's very cheesy. This is a good Arrow release. I don't know why it never came with the slipcover. At least mine didn't. But I think I bought it when it came out, so I don't know. But this is a really good, well, define good, but I enjoyed it. This is what year is this from? 1989. That is Deadly Manor. Directed by Jose Ramon Larraz, who also directed Edge of the Axe and Vampires. Yeah, this is a very strange movie though. And I think this also has reversible artwork. Yep. The original VHS looked like that. The story behind the one killer in here is very, very sad. But I definitely recommend it. We have another creature feature from 1957, and that is The Deadly Mantis. I love my creature features from the 50s. So much cheese back then. still cheese today. The scan on this one's not the greatest, but I'm glad to have this in my collection. And that is an MVD visual release of The Deadly Spawn. This is another cool creature feature sci-fi horror film. I just like the way these alien parasites look. Some nightmare feel right there. Look at those big teeth. Some scary shit right there. Classic comedy here. Death Becomes Her. Love it. I think thought there was reversible artwork in here too. Yeah, just like the original. Yeah, it's just like that. But yeah, this movie is hilarious. I love it. Back when Bruce Willis actually acted and just didn't do anything just for money. Sorry, there's so much cheese in this box, guys. Speaking of cheese, we got Demon Wind, put out by Vinegar Syndrome. This nice lenticular cover. 1984, 98 minutes. This is another horror, I guess you can call it a horror comedy, but I don't know if you would consider it a comedy. I thought it was hilarious. Hilariously cheesy bad, cheesy good. Basically, it's just about this demon who, let's see here. So this guy's grandparents die, and they haunt they haunt him for years. Determined to discover the truth, he has returned to the desolate region where they lived, along with a group of friends, to try and uncover the mystery. Ignoring warnings from the locals that the area is cursed, he and his friends soon realize that legends are true, as the demon wind possesses and destroys them one by one. Yeah, this is a very cheesy movie, but I really enjoyed it. I love that lenticular cover too. We have I haven't watched this one yet. 1980s, Demented, another Scream Factory release. Directed by Arthur Jeffries, starring Sally Elise and Bruce Gilchrist. So yeah, this is it's like a very strange movie. The guy's mask is very odd. Look at that. That's creepy. Creepy indeed. I got another Vinegar Syndrome release here. Another 1980s. I don't know if this is a horror film per se. It looks like a horror film. Directed by Alfredo Zacharias, who directed The Bees, which I have probably shown that in a previous video. This movie is also known as Macabre, and that is demonoid. Yeah, it's also known as Macabre. I don't know too much about this one, guys. It takes place in Mexico, though. So, a British industrialist accidentally unleashes an ancient evil, a severed hand possessed by a vengeful demon that attacks, kills, and takes over the hand and mind of anyone who interferes with its ruthless quest for violence. Sounds interesting. Starring Samantha Eggar, Stuart Whitman. 79 minutes. Yep, so probably watch that one soon since it's a short film. Been watching movies lately. I've been falling asleep halfway through, waking up and catching the ending. So two movies this week so far. Another movie based off the Ed Gein story, and that is 1974's Deranged. This is a Kino release. Starring Roberts Blossom from Home Alone and a bunch of other things. Robert Warner, Pat Orr, Mickey Moore, and Cassette Lee. This is directed by Jeff Gillen and Alan Ormsby. I heard this movie is pretty effed up because everyone who knows the Ed Gein story, you know, he was a very effed up individual. Alright, next up we have The Devil's Advocate here with Keanu Reeves, Al Pacino, Charlize Theron, Jeffrey Jones, Craig T. Nelson, and Judith Ivey. So, yep, there's that. Next up, we have one of Romero's not so great movies. I don't think I've actually watched this one, but this is 2007's Diary of the Dead. I forget who's in this one. Nobody I recognize. So yeah. I don't know if you guys did. You guys enjoy this one? I haven't heard anything good about it. I'm gonna take some of this off the top, that way it doesn't fall over. We have District 9. I've seen bits and pieces of this film. I enjoyed for what I saw. I haven't watched it the whole way through yet though. So Peter Jackson Presents, directed by Neil Blomkamp. Neil Blomkamp. Really good werewolf film here of dog soldiers. I really enjoyed this one. I gotta go back and watch it again though. We have Dolores Claiborne, Warner Archive release with Kathy Bates, Jennifer Jason Leigh, John C. Reilly, and Christopher Plummer. Classic Stephen King adaptation. Next up is another Dollar Tree title, but I bought this when it came out years ago, and that is The Domestics with Kate Bosworth and Tyler Hoechlin. I think that's how I pronounce his last name. And Lance Reddick. Post-apocalyptic movie. I've heard mixed reviews on that one. We have another Warner Archive release here of the original Don't Be Afraid of the Dark from 1973. I gotta go back and watch this again. I also gotta go back and watch the remake too. I've seen both, but it's been a while since I've seen both, so let me know in the comments if you've seen either one and what you thought of it. I enjoy the little creature features like that, TV movies. Next up we have Don't Go in the Woods Alone, another Vinegar Syndrome release. This is a really cheesy, fun, stupid movie. 1981, directed by James Bryan. I've seen this movie a handful of times. It's fun and stupid, but fun. We have another out-of-print title here, and that is the Criterion Collection Blu-ray. Just Blu-ray of Don't Look Now with Donald Sutherland, Julie Christie. It's got this nice little booklet inside, and then the Blu-ray. So you guys like cheese? This is probably one of the cheesiest movies I've ever seen. I really enjoyed it though. This is from 1987. That is Doom Asylum from Arrow. So I want to read this to you a little bit here. So if you thought that Sex and the City 2 was a stomach churner, you ain't seen nothing yet. Long before playing one of Carrie Bradshaw's best gal pals, actress Kristen Davis found herself up against an altogether different kind of horror in 1987's Doom Asylum. A righteous mix of gore, gags, and goth girl groups galore. I'd say so. Yeah, I definitely recommend this one. It's really like cheesy, dumb, but it's definitely one of those enjoyable films. This one is directed by Richard Friedman and also stars Patty Mullen from Frankenhooker, so I recommend that one. SRS Cinema release here of a film with one of my friends, and that is the Door 1 of the 5 Doors of Hell. I watched this one. It's cheesy, it's fun, kind of silly at times too, but I enjoyed it. It's a good little anthology. We have the Scream Factory release of Drag Me to Hell. I think everyone has this in their collection now. At least they should. Let's see. This one's from Scream Team Releasing. I haven't bought anything from them in a while. This is Dude Bro Party Massacre 3. This is a really like silly movie, but I bought it because of Patton Oswalt. His character in here is he's not a lead role. He's just a secondary, like his little cameo in this movie, but he's got like a fake like porno stash on here, so that's pretty funny. We got Dylan Dog here, starring Brandon Routh from 2010. Also starring Sam Huntington, Peter Stormare, and Taye Diggs. And of course it falls. I'll get it later. We have Eaten Alive here. Another Arrow release from Tobe Hooper. 91 minutes from 1976. We have The Endless here. Also directed by Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead. I haven't watched this one yet, but I did like their movie Spring, so we'll definitely give that a watch here soon. We have The Entity here. This is a really like good movie, but it's also very sad what this lady goes through. 1981, 125 minutes. And then the last one here, I'm gonna split this up in 2 videos. This is Escape Room. I enjoyed this film. I'm definitely looking forward to watching the second one. It should come out here in the next week or 2, so I definitely want to pick that up. So that'll do it for this portion. I have another stack. I'm gonna separate it because this video is already over 30 minutes. So I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.